Welcome back to Charleston County RoadWise. We're talking about infrastructure, and I'm pleased to have Mayor Riley with the City of Charleston and Mayor Swales, who is with the town of Mount Pleasant, in my area. And we were talking before we went to the commercial about how we're going to maintain or get this notion of an I-526 extension is what I want to say, even though that's not a RoadWise program. And I want to be clear about that right now. But it seems that it somehow ties into all of the work that we're doing. And you wanted to say what about that, Mayor Swales?
I want to say, Sherilyn, you said that you're a Mount Pleasant resident. You're proud of it. I am too. Can you imagine the town of Mount Pleasant without 526? Yeah. One way in, one way out on Arthur Ravenel Bridge. Wonderful bridge. Thank you, Mayor Riley, for the walk and bike path that you adamantly supported. But if we don't complete that, we're going to set Charleston County back again. We don't need that. Things are working really good for us. Boeing came here. We're attracting aerospace people. We need to do that. If I want to go to the golf tournament in this August, it's going to take me a good hour and 15 minutes to get from my home to the ocean course and that. We need to complete 526, and we need to do it now, not later. Now, I know there's a few people holding it up, but I've seen a poll, and I don't know where it's either 81 or 82% of Charleston County residents want that road connected, and we've got to do that. I mean, I don't know why it takes two old gray-headed men, and maybe the third one if Keith were here, that says we really need to do that. Because if we started now, one of us may be gone by then, Mr. Mayor, because we just had birthday. Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
But what about the environmentalists? The environmentalists say we can't disturb all this wonderful plantings, trees, all of these things that make the island what they are.
I had a gentleman tell me the other day, says, "Oh my gosh, you've raped Shellmore." And I said, "What? You've raped Shellmore?" Well, you know what's being built on that road? It's being built in front of Ion. It's an O'Quinn school. Well, I'm sorry if we have to tear down a tree to build a road. But my answer to him was, do you know how much trees that were removed from Ion when you did that? Hey, listen, I got 7 oak trees that cost me a fortune every year to maintain them. I love them. I don't want anything to happen to them. If we have to go around an oak tree, please do. But a pine tree or scrub trees, no. Environmental, we can protect our environment. We certainly do. Everybody loves the outdoors if you live here. That's not going to destroy that environment over there.
Andy, in I-526 completion, it's very environmentally sensitive. The alternate that is being proposed is one that went through the environmental impact statement process and recommended as having the least environmental impact. So it will be bridged down over the marsh. It has really at the edge of Johns Island and then comes into James Island at an appropriate place. So the environmental impact is really quite modest. And of course what the county did years ago working with the city was put a zoning program in place to protect Johns Island. So Johns Island's growth is not going to be affected by this any more than it would be otherwise. It might be just the timing of it, but we've got the land protected. What we need to do is protect people's lives and protect people's businesses and allow the economy of our region to continue to move forward, and you have to have highway infrastructure as a part of that. It's essential.
Well, I came back into the area after moving away for a while. I don't know why I did that, but I'm glad to be home.
Well, you corrected your mistake.
That's right.
Home.
Thank you. But connectivity is something you've always talked about, and regionalism. Are the roads that we're building right now under the transportation sales tax connecting as you would hope, and I'm not going to ask you this first, Mayor Riley, but Mayor Swales, is there connectivity? Is there regionalization with the work that we're doing now under the transportation sales tax? Do you see that happening?
I certainly do. I said earlier about the cooperation between, you know, when you leave downtown Charleston and everybody, let's face it, it's Charleston region. I don't care what Keith and I say. It can't be Mount Pleasant, North Charleston, it's Charleston region. And Mayor Riley certainly works with everybody to make that. That was there before anything else. So yes, the connectivity's there. We just spoke about the battery to the beach. I mean, he's taking care of the crosstown. It's going to cost more money, but everybody goes across to crosstown. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, we're connected. We're connected to North Charleston by 526. We can get there easy. We can get there across the Ravenel. So everything is connected in this town, and it's, you know, we know it's low, and we have to build it up, and it costs us more. But when you have the money, you need to complete these projects. And right now, we're doing very well for the state of this economy. We need to keep moving in this direction. Like we said, we have experts on board now. Things are getting done. And it's just, it's better for everybody. It's just the connectivity. I mean, I want to go to Kiowee every now and then. I want to see the golf tournament. I want Mayor Riley to come to Mount Pleasant. He does. He'll be there. He goes through there a lot. And he's going to run into Bridge Run, things like that. I mean, we go downtown. We go to North Charleston. We're just a great big region. We just happen to be different towns and cities.
Where did all the people come from? Where did all the traffic come from? Now, I think between the three of you, we probably have the third.
We're
second,
the fourth. We're the fourth largest
But
municipality.
we have some of the larger cities in South Carolina.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
Is it that all of the people retiring, or is it the school children? Is it the people moving in because of housing? Where is this explosion of people coming from?
From all places. One of the things that our citizens have done, Cheryl, is help create beautiful places to live. It's a very livable community. So people want to come here to retire. They want to come here to work. We attract businesses to our community, and the businesses say, you know, Mayor Swales, Mayor Riley, Mayor Summey, you know why we moved here? So why? Because it's such a nice place to live. That's why we moved here. And we know that the people that we're going to recruit, our employees, will like living here. So they're coming for a variety of reasons, but it's because together the citizens of our community have made this region such a great place to live. So we have a duty to them and to their grandchildren to make sure that we're putting the infrastructure in place to service this community.
Mayor Swales, Mayor Riley makes a good point, and that is we have to maintain the infrastructure. And this work that we're doing now hopefully will do some of that, and we don't know what the future holds. But should it always be on the backs of the people who live in the community? Is there something that can be done to generate funds from those outside the community? The federal government, the state government, I don't know what the state's doing to help us. Is that possible?
It certainly is, but just in the half-cent sales tax, a third of that money comes from tourists. I mean, you know, we're not paying all of that. You feel like you are sometimes. I mean, you know, the tax is high, but we have very good cooperation with the federal government and the state, and we just need to keep moving forward. We think our plans are good through 2030. Absolutely. We think we'll be fine. We don't know that. We don't know how fast we'll grow. But we believe in infill instead of sprawl now, and we're giving people more of density and things like that. You can't have both. You can't have sprawl and density. You got to have one or the other. We don't want to send big box stores way out north of our town. We put them in the middle and things like that. So things are working good together. As far as the taxes, you know, a third of the half-cent sales tax, or at least a third, has been paid by tourists. Okay. Somebody comes downtown and eats at one of the restaurants, third of that money, I mean, they spend their money and they're gone. So it's a great thing.
That seems like a good idea. What is going to happen in the future? And let's just kind of imagine a little bit, if we can. What's going to happen in the future as our communities continue to grow and grow and grow, and we are past the period of time, I want to take you into the future, past the time when we're collecting the sales tax. What's going to fall in there to take its place? If there's anything, or have you even thought about that? Or is it necessary to even think about that?
I think it's too soon to think about that when you have a program. It's this one is the half-cent sales tax supposed to last to 2025 or $1 billion. I mean, whichever comes first. Hopefully it comes. Then we need to rethink it. I don't think we should rethink it at this time. I really don't. The economy's still a little shaky sometimes. I don't think we should increase the gas tax right now because of the stability of gas. But you know, I won't be here in 20 years to make those decisions, or 15 years. I don't think. But the people, they're wise enough to get it done. As simple as that. We'll always have problems with traffic. But you know, I was in Orlando not long ago, we don't have traffic problems. They have traffic problems, and I was not in Disney World, okay? They have traffic problems. 95 has traffic problems, so we do, maybe we rely on the automobile too much. We certainly need to expand CARTA, and that's a half-cent sales tax program
That's
too.
right.
You know,
That's right.
things are working good with us on those kind of things, and our bus routes are picking up, Mr. Mayor. You know,
Yes, indeed.
Very, very, with Linda Page leading the way with
Working
our CARTA
great,
member.
yeah.
Is there a role for the state of South Carolina? Some of the roads that are being paved and resurfaced, etc., they are state roads, and we know that. Is there a role then for the state?
Well, of course, and you know, most of our roads are in the state highway system, streets and roads and highways in the state highway system, and we work closely with them. You know, the crosstown that we are working on will be a combination of city, state, and federal transportation efforts and various levels of funding. So we work closely with General Sinange and the Highway Commission, and as well as with the Federal Highway Department. And I think there's a opportunity for participation and a partnership with all three in these major initiatives.
As state roads, then, do you expect the state who owns them to take over ownership in the future and maintain them?
Well, of course, the state does a lot of maintenance now. I mean, they do resurface maintenance and they do a repair. And they're, like everyone right now, budgets are tight and revenues are, you know, comparatively modest. And, you know, the state may likely have to look to additional revenue in the future. I know that I was in Washington last week, and the national government, the president, I met with the president and Congress, are looking at additional infrastructure investments at the national level. And of course, infrastructure at the national level is infrastructure at the local level, because every federal highway is in a state or a city or a county. So I'm sure that we'll be continuing to work closely with the other levels of government, and as Mayor Swale said, and cooperate together. You know, no one or everyone lives a regional life. That is, you live in one community, you work in another. Someone's spouse may work in another community. Your children or grandchildren may work in another. You might go to church in one community, and your favorite place to shop might be in another community, or your place to recreate in another community in the region. So we all have the responsibility of reminding ourselves that we're regional citizens and we need to work and cooperate together as a region.
That makes sense to me. How about you, Mayor Swale?
It makes sense to me. We're doing that on 526, where the state just awarded a paving contract with their maintenance money from the federal government through the state to us. We help save money by allowing some nighttime close downs and some daytime openings and things like that. So we're working together. The more we know about it, with our expertise, with the people that we've hired, we can save money, but we work together with that constantly.
We've had some complaints from people who say, why do you have all of those cans and
Orange
things?
cone? We're not going to change our name. We're going to still be called Town of Mount Pleasant. But that's for safety reasons. We had one person hurt, and he's still hurt. The guy's hurt, but they do their job.
Well, I thank you so very much for being with me.
Thank you, Cheryl.
It's been a great program, and I always enjoy talking with you both. And Mayor Summey, I'll catch him on the other side.
Sure you
How about that?
And Monday morning's
and
hard to catch.
maybe we'll do this again as we continue to
forward to
grow
it.
with the sales tax program. We've been talking about the transportation sales tax program with our mayor, Mayor Riley, and with my mayor, Mayor Swales from Mount Pleasant. I think we got a lot out of this, so stay tuned. We'll do this again in the near future. Thanks for watching. Bye.
For more information about RoadWise projects, visit us at ccroadwise.org and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.